Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television, GPTV. I'm Brett, and my hands is Undone by Blood, or The Other Side of Eden, number 3. Really cool kind of a heist comic if you're into that sort of story. This one I think I really dig just because of the setting and the characters and kind of where it goes. I mean, this issue, I'll say, has a little bit of bumpiness to it, but overall I really like where it goes, and the action and its finale is, I think, fantastic. It's a really interesting kind of heist story. So it's by Lonnie, Nadler, and Zach Thompson. Sami Kivela is the artist. Jason Wordie is the colorist. Hassan, Otsmane-Elhaou is the letterer. So this comic, it's got its last issue are two would-be criminals snagged something. Silvano and his partner grabbed something from like these rich cultist type people and are on the run currently. And they're being pursued. Being shot at. They have to get away. Luckily, one of them kind of knows the general area they're in and uses that to their advantage. So the thing I said, there's a little bit bumpiness of this comic is there's a dust storm that's kicked up. And honestly, I don't remember the dust storm from the second issue. So if it's mentioned, like I don't remember, and that's kind of part of the thing with monthly comics. Sometimes you forget stuff. So I think the comic would have been helped a little just to have a quick back and forth of like, hey, do you know where you're going? And the response being like, I'm just trying to get the hell away from here. We're in no dust storm. I can't see crap. That would have been totally fine, and that would have been enough, I think, to kind of clarify all that. But the use of the dust storm, I think, it's an interesting, unique way of getting our would-be criminals away and give some space and let the story kind of be more than just a straight-up chase the entire time, or have kind of a silly way of them escaping. Like the dust storm works. I think there's also some interesting stuff with like some of the characters and where the story takes you, and definitely that ending is I did not expect that. So, we get a little bit idea of like they've got the coin, they want to get some money and flip everything, like what's the plan, will they get away? It's that heist is done, it's gone to crap, how do we profit from it sort of story. And then, of course, with the series, for those who've been reading, it's got this side story of a cowboy and his kind of journey, Solomon Eaton, Saul Eaton. And his story kind of parallels the main one. It's a lot of kind of cross of people not being trusted, things not going perfectly, and of course as well kind of has this ending where it's like, oh, this just kind of like spiraled out of control sort of thing. I think what's interesting is the fact that this series, or this particular volume series, whatever you want to call it, takes place during the around the Depression in Texas and all that. And I'm just kind of wondering like the history of all that, the history of the Western, and how much is true, like this dust storm and stuff like that. Like what were the dust storms like in that area? Was it a common thing? Like it has me thinking about it. And I dig it. Like to me this is a solid like bridge chapter. It's like that middle chapter that works well with the other issues. On its own it's kind of but like as part of the story it's really, really good, and especially that ending of the main story, like it really is going to propel the series until its finale. So it's a really solid chapter of a story. It's not a solid comic on its own, if that makes sense. And it's not an insult towards the comic. Like just some comics are like that. This is a chapter in this journey, and as part of a chapter, it's really, really good. The art is cool. Like I like the kind of dusty sense to it. It really fits the time period and what they're kind of going through. There's like a dirt griminess about it that I think works really, really, really well. So here's we get the dust storm and stuff like that. There are a lot of like browns and dark colors, and it works really, really well. Overall, like if you like the series, go for it. If the idea of a crime story in like the Depression era appeals to you, start from the beginning. This isn't an issue to go pick up and start from, but it kind of gives you an idea of the series as a whole. So as a chapter, I really, really like it. It's definitely not a comic to start with. If you've been reading the series, I think you're going to be really happy with this one. It's out now in comic shops. We got a link beneath our video. Put in your zip code. Tell the shops near you. No shop, no problem. We have some affiliate links. There are affiliate links, so we get a small percentage by doing that. So by doing that, you help support our site, so thank you. And speaking of support, I want to thank AfterShock for hooking us up with the review copy. I want to thank you for watching. If you're into comics, if you're into AfterShock, check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. Until next time, keep reading those comics, and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.